I have to quickly share the link on my Patreon, so you guys will have to give me just literally 1 second. This is just how kind of things work with this whole Patreon thing. What are we talking about today? We are talking about how men actually treat the Uber girl. Okay, where can I actually find the link for this? Or is it maybe right here, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. For some reason on different platforms the lighting looks literally very different and it's kind of crazy, but anyhow. Alright, that's been sorted. The magic wand in hand. Just call it my magic wand because every time I have this in my hand, I magically start writing amazing things. How do men treat Uber girls? Ladies, we have discussed the Uber girl for the past 2 weeks on my YouTube, written posts about it on my Facebook group, everywhere else. The Uber girl has, you guys already know her psychology, the way she functions, If you haven't seen it yet, before watching this lesson, make sure you go to YouTube, find the video about who the Uber girl really is. Once you've seen that, come back to this one, you'll have a better idea about what exactly we're talking about. Because if I get into that, this is going to be a very, very long live. So, whenever you get into a relationship, let's say there's 3 factors that your life will revolve around. It will be the financial aspect, it will be the emotional, it will be the mental, and then there's the physical, which this life is not about. This is about financial, emotional, and mental. Let's start with the boring stuff. Let's start with the finances. When it comes to finances, whatever man the Uber girl comes across, even sometimes the Uber girl will come across this amazing man who actually seems to be the provider, protector, like a masculine man, right? But the Uber girl has this kind of low self-esteem energy that automatically that finest man even would not even bring his best to the table, because she doesn't require that, she doesn't demand that, she doesn't command that. Her energy just doesn't, let's just be mean here, let's just say her energy doesn't deserve it, you know. And men are really, really good at kind of analyzing whether this woman deserves this from me or not. They're really, really good at that. I can assure you, whether it's friendships, relatives, colleagues, relationships, fiance, boyfriend, whatever, half of the time when you face these situations where it's really not in your favor, I would ask you to kind of be still in that moment, get in your inner side and just think about, okay, wait a minute, there is something maybe inside of me that A, either allowed this, B, either have that energy which makes people think that I allowed this, C, it could just that why am I speaking so fast today? Excuse me. It could just be that yeah, I think my first 5 to 10 minutes during any lives is always like this, but I kind of ease down, so excuse me for that. But it could just be that there is some inner healing you still need to do, because if you're attracting a sort of pattern again and again, there is definitely something inside of you have to still refine, you have to still work on that. And there's no excuse, you have no excuse, whether you are the Uber girl yourself or whether you know one around you. This is, I can tell you, assure you, 80-90% of the time, this is the case. There is something she needs to fix. What do you think? The divine feminine gets herself into situations like this where everybody's treating her bad and everybody is draining her out of her energy, or everybody's taking things away from her? Oh no. And so what's the difference between her and then the Uber girl is the only thing, the only one thing which makes them different is that emotionally she's healed. And even if she's not, you best believe she's always working on healing herself. All the time, all the damn time, because she has to. There's no other way. And she knows that. She has that kind of self-discipline, right? Where, have you seen the girls where one girl will be complaining, I'm not gonna wake up at 5 in the morning to do some, workout and exercise. It's too tough. And then go to the spa and then do this and do that. It's a lot of work. People have to like me the way I am. I'm not gonna be bothered about doing all that hard work. Okay, all right, Uber girl, we get it. You have the other one, self-discipline. Self-discipline. She's only gonna allow herself a cheat meal maybe once a week, on the weekend usually, when the family is around, when the family comes over. You best believe she wakes up in the morning and first thing she do is probably some sort of meditation, has a morning ritual, eats well, eats for her healthy well-being, and she also does some sort of fitness routine. Almost every day, if not every day, she still has a routine. Probably, let's say she goes to the gym or for yoga or Pilates or whatever she likes to really. She has some sort of physical fitness routine in her life, which is a part of her life, and she doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. So the difference is, do you see the difference? There is the healing part, and then there's the self-discipline part. This is the only two things that keep these ladies apart. There's no other thing. On the physical level, they could both even be looking like the same. Oh, one has nice hair, the other one has too. Okay, awesome. They're working on the physical part, both of them. What sets them apart again is the energy. Where does that energy come from? The aura, how does it generate? How does it show? Is when you work on your inner side. And then it starts to show on the physical also. You see how some people, you see them, they're so happy. And you're like, I wonder what that person does, which just makes them glow. Even without all that makeup, they're just like happy and they're glowing. And there's no other reason than just they're working on themselves. They do the things that are healthy for their health, well-being, healthy for their health, whether for them it means taking up certain hobbies, whether for them it just means cooking and baking all day because that's what they love. And so when they give enough love to themselves by doing the things that they truly love and makes them happy, then they automatically start to glow a different way. And now when you have that kind of glowy aura, now people can sense that. Now people all of a sudden know. And if you're someone who already has had that for ages, then you probably always treated right anyway. And when you're not, you're out. You have that confidence to back it up anyway, right? So you can get away with that. But if you are someone who just transitioned into that energy field, then you'll have a little bit more problems here. The reason is because all of a sudden people around you, A, the ones that are triggered will of course hate you, right? And make problems for you. But B, most of the time, people around you also, especially the healthy individuals, they will also start realizing, wait a minute, this girl has her own self-esteem, her own persona, and we cannot mess up with her energy fields. We can't. Because even when we're trying to, look how it's not even affecting her. Nothing is working on her. Oops. Okay, let's just better treat her a little better. Let's just get her away. Let's just let her get away with things. Let us treat her better. We have to. Her energy has shifted. She's not listening to what's not healthy. She's not listening to what's too toxic, negative, criticizing. She doesn't need that. She knows, okay, if there's something not right about her, she knows she has to fix it. She's self-aware. And if there's something not right about her, she will listen to someone or ask someone for help who is way better than her. She always has some sort of aunt, an elder sister, or maybe like a cousin or an aunt, anyone, or maybe a nice old lady in her social circle that she can always ask and learn from, take notes from. She's not triggered and jealous and compete. That's what the Uber girl is doing all the time. And so coming back to the financial part here, When you understand the difference between these energies now and why and where it's coming from, you will understand even when you meet an amazing, nice person, you will still be treated the way you actually have been treating yourself all this time. So don't think that just because today a man entered in your life, for example, or an amazing friend entered in your life and you're just glowing just for the moment, because that's going to be a very temporary glow. It's not something that's going to last for too long. It's just, oh, today I had a nice meal and I'm happy. How long does that kind of happiness last? Tomorrow you're back to work, same schedule, same dead routine. Does that make sense? So when freshly somebody's entering your life, yes, for a moment they're bringing all this new energy. It shows and reflects on your face, but it's not something that you own, because it's somebody else's reflection on you. It's not coming from inside of you. It's just reflecting and it's rubbing off on your face right now because somebody else has entered with their positive energy. So that kind of new love energy, new love glow is very temporary, and it's very not long lasting at all. It can't simply be because it's not coming from inside of you. When it comes from inside of you, of course it's different. Then, no matter if somebody else is entering your life or leaving your life, you are where you are, and you're very constant in your position. So, if you are someone, you think, okay, I have the Uber girl vibes, ouch. Notice that once you will start shifting your energy, people will stop draining you. And a typical example also of this financial thing would be, as I said, if you're an Uber girl, even if you attract a nice man somehow, your energy is just speaking so loudly, no matter what you do with your physical, right? Your energy speaks so loudly where the man would just not be too encouraged to do more and more for you and better for you. He will always just bring the minimal best, and that's it. Because he knows, okay, this girl has this level of self-care or this level of self-love. She will accept even this minimal stuff. For her, it's going to be huge. So let me just put my least effort into this. Because that's the level she's at anyway. Why would I do more? Why waste more energy? Why? No. This is enough for her. She's going to be way more than happy with that. Just that anyway. And an example again would be whether it's birthday gifts. Very silly examples, but they count. Birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, Valentine's, let's say. You see, even when a man keeps saying to you, men will always say this to their Uber girls, by the way, we don't believe in Valentine's Day, it's nothing. Kind of like an excuse to never really buy you flowers, never really make you happy, right? And then you see the divine feminine women, they will find men that probably never believed in Valentine's Day before either. But now all of a sudden, without her even saying anything, they are buying flowers, cars, giving them anything and everything, way beyond that they would normally ever do for anyone else. They will never do that for the Uber girl. Uber girl can offer them all she wants. Uber girl will be like, I'm going to finish up your assignments and I'm going to finish up your assessments and I'll pay you for this. Don't worry. What you need, I'll do this. Because the Uber girl loves being validated in any way. Whatever way it is, she loves it. She comes with that, how would you say? She comes and leads with that masculine energy where she loves to boast about her career. And now don't get me wrong. You're not supposed to not have a career. Of course, you must. But should you really lead with that? As in, where this is it. I come with this thing and I deserve this and that because I have a career. Then you have a wrong approach. Now you have an intimidating approach. Now you have a manly competing kind of approach, which sitting in front of women, you may impress them and they'll be like, oh, wow, oh my God, you're such a strong woman. Oh, you deserve everything, blah, 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 blah. Women talking to you, women is usually useless anyway. Sit with men and talk the same way and they'll be looking at you like, damn, this is one crazy woman. They may say, oh, wow, you're an impressive woman, but they will only say that. And only that man will say that maybe needs something from you. who wants to get away with something. There is something there, and you are putting yourself in a situation like this yourself with your own hands, where you're like, dude, I make so much and I do all of this, come take advantage of me. Think about how wrong that is. Let me give an example here now. Look at the rich men. We have some in the family, super, super rich, multi-millionaires basically. If you ever talk like this in front of them, they don't value that. They don't appreciate that. And then you may look as feminine as you like to, but this kind of energy coming off your mouth is like, it's like dust for them. They don't want a woman like that. They don't need to. What they need that for? They have their dudes and their boys that they can talk about these kinds of competitive things all they want. They don't need that from a girl. They usually, these guys hate the female cousins that are very manly. It's like, they don't like that energy. But they like that Amna Baji, she's so feminine, she's in the kitchen, she loves baking, she dresses well. When she goes out, she's looking well, very fine, honey. She speaks polite, she looks well taken care of every single day. She's colorful. You look at her and it's like your eyes want to look at her. She's colorful, takes care of herself. That's the Amna Baji they really love. But the other girl, what would we call her? I love kind of having characters here. Amna Baji is the feminine, female, soft, polite, just the motherly, nurturing, you know, that real feminine energy. They love that woman. Like, every time there's an occasion, they would want to gift something to Amna Baji. And that's the women they want to take care of. Do you understand? Look around you, you will see this is what happens. Whether it's friends, whether it's your family members, look around you. And if you all you see, by the way, around you is dusties, then no wonder why you're an Uber girl. No wonder if everybody in your family has been Uber girls and dusty men, then of course you're conditioned and wired to be one yourself also. It makes sense because we are all conditioned by society. And our conditioning starts with our parents. Our conditioning starts at a very, very early age. So look around you and you will see exactly what I mean. Amna brings out the best in people, Baji Amna. And then there's this other girl, probably call her Zara. Maybe she has, well, Zara doesn't really sound masculine. Oh, what name can we pick which may sound masculine? I mean, I need to come up with some characters so I can give you guys like more examples. Even in my next lives, you guys have to know these references, okay? So one we already have, let me write it down just so I know. So we have the Amna Baji, like, you know, men's favorite cousin in the family, basically, right? Yeah, so now we have one really good reference from the family side. Okay, and then you have the other one. Let me pick up a name for her also. We have Shumaila and Halima, but no, they're very feminine girls. Okay, you know what? As soon as something comes in my mind, we will, of course, come up with that. For now, I have nothing in my mind. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. And we can pick up a name like that, which will be our character for our group here, for our club here on Patreon, okay? This video will be available only on Patreon anyway. So whatever time, whenever you watch this video, you will know what I mean. And by then, hopefully, we have developed some more characters here. So when an Uber girl attracts a man who may be very providing type and stuff, he will just do his least best. Not even his least best. He will be very mediocre with her because that's, yeah, good enough for her. I can get away with that because she keeps mentioning how independent and amazing she is anyway. Why I have to do so much? Why I have to do so much? Tell me. Tell me, sitting in front of a man, if you say, I have this much money and I have my own house and I have this, so I want to be treated right and this and that. What do you think it gives off as a message? An overall message is that I'm almost a man myself. What can a man do for me which is good enough for me? Oh my God, I don't see anything. It's more like a complaint basically. And you all know that. You all know that. Complaining in front of a man never works out well, does it? How well has it been worked out for you? Tell me. I can give you a personal example also. Whether it's my brother or my father, I've noticed this every single time. You have to sometimes use reverse psychology, and you may call that soft manipulation, but if it works, it works. Nothing wrong about that. And I'm not here to, by the way, filter anything anyway. It is what it is. I'm going to call it what it is, okay? It's called manipulation sometimes, yes. So even with your father sometimes, you know how complaining, just overall with men, complaining never works. It never works for anyone. So when you complain, you didn't do that, it's like they're muted. They're not listening. They don't know. If they're listening, if they're reading the newspaper, that's all they're focused on. They're not listening to your stuff. They're not listening to your crap. Stop complaining. But as soon as you say, Dad, I really love how you did it the last year. That was so good. I wish we could do that similar way this year also. And now watch him actually get the shit done. Rather than, I hate how you did it this time. It was just not good enough. Not gonna work out. Not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out with your brother, with your male friends. Okay, maybe with your male friends, another subject. Okay, for another day. Because if you have a male friend in the friendship zone, he's definitely probably still around because there's some sort of sexual attraction he has towards you. Otherwise, what's the point keeping you in his life anyway? Men are not thinking like you ladies here, okay? Men are not thinking, I need this girl, and this is my friend, and this is my friend. You girls take pride in telling people how this man is your friend, and that man is your friend too, and this man in that position is your friend too. You guys like showing this off. Men are not interested until they have that attraction where maybe there's potential, A. Two, even if they think you're out of their league and there's no potential, that it's even more like a reason to have you around because there's so much attraction, and that and the fact that they know they can't get you eats them up from the inside. But are they really ever going to be like a true friend? No. They're keeping you around because of other attractions, basically. And any man you will ever ask is going to tell you the same. This is not some lady's logic. This is reality. However, I understand some people do believe that girls and guys can be friends and stuff, and that is not the topic for today. All right, so we're not going to even get into that. Today is about how does the Uber girl get treated. She'll be taken advantage of all the time. You know, he will compliment her. Like, you're so independent. Oh, wow, I love it. You did it all yourself. What a hard work. I have never seen such a hardworking woman in my whole life. Anytime a man comes at you with that sort of energy, like that, appreciating the wrong things basically that shouldn't even be any of his business in the first place, when he does that, notice how Uber girl will have a completely different reaction. She'll be like, thank you, you know, I did that too, you know, I'm so smart, I did that too. She'll start like boasting about all those things, and it never works because now he will always use that against her. It's like, you're so smart, you can pay all your bills. Oh my god, I've never seen such a hardworking lady. You never even need anything from me. Oh my god, you're such a queen. Right. A queen never told a man that I don't need anything. She needs. Even a real queen at a queen position, she's taken care of. Protected and cared for. In fact, she's given lavish gifts that one can dream about. You know what I'm saying? She never comes here and says, even though her status, she's never gonna sit down at dinner table and be like, you know, we don't have to always go to an expensive place. We can just have like a cheap dinner. Like, I'll be fine. Don't waste so much money, honey. Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, you want to buy a house? Let me do half and half. Okay. Everything is like leading with independence and money in her mind, because it makes her think that it validates her. She's something, you know, she belongs to something. It makes her feel that way, you know? So when she feels that way, it's like satisfying to her soul because she doesn't know any better. But that's not really independence. What is real independence actually? Is it that I can sit on the table and talk and boast about my career and how much money I have and how much I've made and how much I've invested and how much I'm buying and stuff? Because now you'll be automatically put in a situation where you'll be taken advantage of, right? You don't want that, do you? So don't talk about these kinds of things, because if you do, they will only do the least for you, and they will also take advantage of you, that every time or anytime they even need anything from you, yeah, they'll come to you and they will drain you empty, take everything whenever they can. And it starts with very small things, by the way, keep that in mind. It starts with very small things. Hey, I don't have change, I need a $5, can you give me? And the first, yes, I have a $5, of course I have more than that. You do that because you don't want to come across maybe needy, desperate, but you just did. You did come across needy and desperate. You didn't really have to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, honey, today I didn't bring anything with me because I thought I was with you. Oh, that's what you're supposed to say. And let him now lead and let him be the man. Trust me, in the long run, he'll have way more appreciation for you. He'll respect you even more. Don't think for a minute that when you are very, very independent and leading with that sort of independence, that now they're going to really like appreciate you. It really doesn't work that way, you know. It never did. Not even in our history of mankind. It's never worked like that. So he will take small little things one by one from you, one thing at a time, one step at a time, and then going up and up and up, you know. And then at one point you'll find yourself buying him like lavish gifts and cars and expensive gifts and all of those things, which you're not really supposed to do as such. Girls usually ask, what is the best gift to give? And it's like thoughtful, meaningful things that financially may not cost you too much, but it was just something creative, a little feminine thing that you just did there. Maybe if it was baking the actual cake yourself, decorating the cake yourself. Now that's a cute thing to do. But again, that should be only done if you both are really invested in each other. You know, it's not something you do with somebody you probably just met last month, or who you call your boyfriend. Probably you're gonna be married to him one day, but it's already been 2 years and the dude has not even proposed you yet. You don't do that. You drop these things. You look around at other people and start having options. It's such a pity that most of us women, most of us girls, especially Asian, Middle Eastern girls, we're shamed for opening up our own options. We're shamed, you know, for wanting good or better. We're shamed. We're shamed also for, you know, trying to have different options. It's like, oh, you're such a bad girl. You're not doing bad things. Relax. You're just opening up your options and prospects. And that is what a standard, intelligent, wise lady would do. Especially the ones that have been trained by the wise women, they will position themselves in a certain situation where there's a lot of prospects. They're not hung up on this one dude that's been there for years, but really it's not getting anywhere. And however, now here's the problem with the Uber girl. Uber girl will still feel very happy because at least I have someone with me. At least there's somebody with me I can talk about in front of my family or friends or even on social media. I am taken. Like, I have value. Somebody claimed me. They fail to understand that's not claimed. What I need you to do is have this kind of mindset where, and this will take a while to, you know, get to that. Be okay at least by being single until and unless there's the right kind of options. Like, you should rather be single than honestly be with someone really who wastes your time and drains your energy and takes everything from you. No, I'd rather be single then. So that you can preserve your own energy, you can keep those finances to yourself, invest wisely, do the right thing, and don't let damage or turbulence happen within you because of all the things that he's taking away from you, because he's taking too much. He's taking away too much. Even though for somebody else he may be a very high value man, but because you have been an Uber girl, the energy that you have, he's only going to treat you according to that. Tomorrow he may find that stunning woman way out of his league, who to you may not seem very independent and smart and all that, because the definition for smartness for you is very different than it is for feminine girls for the most part, you know. So for you, smart is independence and money and career, and doesn't, you know, and that negative energy and the competitive energy, the masculine energy, that's smart for you, but it's not smart. It's independence for you, but it's not independence. Independence, oh, talking about independence, Uber girl does not understand working every single day from 9 to 5 under another man, with another man, around another man. How is that independence again? Can you explain me that? Because I fail to understand that. There is women who have whole damn careers sitting from home, go out whenever they like, sleep whenever they like, wake up whenever they like, have babies whenever they like, have a husband whenever they. That's real independence. But the Uber girl, she's not looking at that as independence. She's like, oh, that woman is so lazy, she's always home, she's a gold digger. Meanwhile, not understanding that woman is making her coins in a very easy way, while you're out here day till from dawn till dusk, working under other men, all of that. You're always around men with competitive energy, so you take up all that energy all day. So you almost function the same way, in a similar fashion. You function just like men all of a sudden. You're talking about men like a man, you're talking to men like a man. Have you noticed how career women who get too much into like masculine fields and stuff, if they have been there, let's say for a decade, all of a sudden their voice even starts becoming so powerful and manly? And yes, it's a part of, because also it's the reason is also because they want to be taken seriously, so they know they have to come across a very assertive way. So I understand they want to be taken seriously, and all of that makes sense. But that's the thing. That's the whole problem here, though. A, it's not independence. You're still a slave. B, you're around men too much. Where is your own man then? You know, he's gonna be so intimidated. But wait a minute then. Wait a minute though. Your energy has turned so manly, you're not gonna attract a manly man anyway. You just can't. Your energy is not gonna allow you that. Your energy is just on a different level now. Does that make sense? Until and unless you work enough on your inner self, then of course you can. There's many women out there, they're like killing it with their careers, you know, out there every single day. They have all that energy, which is amazing. Some women actually do have a lot more energy than other girls, so they have to use it, and that's fine. Good for them, as long as some of them are actually really working on themselves also. You know, they have their girly times, they have their me time, they have their rituals, they have things on point. So you will see them doing much better than the typical independent career women who turns almost like a man herself. That's a problem now, because you have ruined and like mixed up and messed up your whole energy, and it's all about energy, I tell you that much. Now if it has become a very conflicting energy, you will attract the same kind of thing. I mean, don't you see big career women? Think Hillary Clinton, honey. Think Hillary Clinton with all those pants and trousers and stuff like that. Did she really attract a masculine alpha man? No. Rather, if she was working maybe a little less, which she can't because of the career, whatever, but if she still dressed more feminine, had more feminine voice, feminine energy, a little less assertive maybe. I mean, no, it's good to be assertive, by the way, don't get me wrong. Assertiveness is really good. But the intimidation factor, yes, the intimidation factor. There's a difference between assertive and then really being intimidating, of course. The intimidating factor is there, which is exactly why it's literally, you know, equal to men energy. So when you have that, you attract someone who's beta, you know, someone who's a bit more soft kind of man, like a little feminine, whatever, which in typical sense ladies don't call that high value man. They just don't, because it doesn't come across high value to women, most of the women, okay, most of us. It's not seen as high quality person. Ew. Coming back to the Uber girl, because she leads with finances and stuff like that, she's always taken advantage of. Let's also now talk about emotionally what happens with her when, let's say they had a breakup. Let's say they had a breakup. The guy, whether he was a dusty or not, had a breakup, okay. He's probably moved on already with someone. and or maybe even hiding it. Hiding it, why? Because the Uber girl is a little crazy. The crazy factor is always something an Uber girl has, by the way. After a breakup, who's gonna go crazy? The Uber girl, not the other one. It's the Uber girl who'll have way more pain. Why? Because now it's a good time to understand this is exactly why, because she's never really worked on her inner self. Never worked on your inner self, you will have the most problem when somebody breaks up with you. The most. And oh, by the way, it's a good thing to have that kind of pain at least once in your life when you're very, very young. Get it out of your system, get it out of the whole damn system. It should be done and dusted with. As you grow with time, you should only be making the right choices, and people should come and go, and there should be no problem. There should be no problem. You may feel sad for a day or two, whatever, yes, but you're not going crazy. You're not going crazy stalking. That's an Uber girl duty. You don't do that duty, you know? You're not gonna go crazy screaming and shouting and hitting somebody. I saw this video the other day, and women were actually appreciating that, because it was a woman who found her husband at the gym with another lady talking something, and that woman came with her slipper, literally hitting both of them, creating this whole drama, this whole scene. And that's not something to appreciate. What that shows is that women lost all emotional control, honey. No self, no willpower, no self-control. Lost it. That's crazy. Now this is crazy. It's not something to be appreciated. You lost it on that extent. There's other ways to take revenge. Be a little strategic. You don't have to go crazy where you're seen in a bad light. No, keep your heads up, keep your grace there in place. You shouldn't be budging like that. Now, we don't budge here like this. Maybe all of us have been once in our early 20s. When you're done with that, it has to be out of your system, and you're done with that phase of your life. You don't let that happen again. Especially not in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. Please. So after the breakup, even if the guy has moved on, once in a while, maybe he looks at her Instagram. Now she's here trying to analyze it for a few good hours, trying to think, why is he seeing me? What happened? She picks up the phone, calls a best friend. He's watching me, he's doing this. Literally, they have a whole conversation about 3 hours about the same dude that left years ago, or probably months ago. He's probably also moved on, maybe also hiding it from you. But he just checked in to see what's going on with my ex today, with the crazy girl that I was with. Trust me, it is just curiosity. They're not trying to be back with you. When somebody's trying to be back with you, it's done in the right way. They're gonna try and sneak in your life and trying to approach you indirectly. First of all, trying to get in touch with your brother, maybe your sister, maybe your best friend, or maybe your mutual friends, just to link up again with you and get another chance. It will be done in that way. It will be done in a way where, okay, it's her birthday, let me send her flowers, let me do this, let me do that. It's gonna be more action-based. Action-based, honeys. It's not gonna be, let me just check her Instagram. Hey. Don't try and sit down there and try to analyze for hours and hours. What does it mean he just saw me? What does it mean he actually called one of our mutual friends and he was just asking her how I'm doing? What does that mean? Nothing. Hi. Nothing. It means nothing. It means nothing. It's just curiosity. Why are you trying to find so many meanings from just curiosity? You will be spending, Uber girl usually does that anyway. She'll be spending months and months and months wasting, thinking, trying to find out meanings of his little movements. But never really anything happens and moves forward anyway. You'll be just sitting around in the same position for very long time trying to figure out what those little things meant all this time. But they meant nothing. Nothing at all. Sorry to tell you that, but I really hope that a lot of Uber girls watch this video, because you need to understand it means nothing. It means nothing. When you, as an Uber girl energy, come across any man, whether it's a dusty or not, again, they will emotionally take advantage. And let's say it's somebody who's not healed. Let's say it's a man who's not healed, and maybe let's say he's a little narcissistic. Ooh, then the Uber girl is going to be amazing. Amazing. Because the divine feminine, honey, she's not putting up with that. She's like, you think talking rude is normal? She's gonna notice the patterns that he normalizes and then make her decision based off of that. But the Uber girl, She's gonna, every time she's gonna fall for that trap and actually like fight back, keep debating, keep the arguments alive, keep it alive because it feels so passionate. Then you make up later and it's like, oh, now it feels amazing. It doesn't feel amazing. You know what that was? It's toxic. It's like somebody taking your whole self-esteem and validation out of your system and now putting it back slowly. How amazing does that feel? But it's very temporary feeling, because then now basically it means you have given them the power to take it away anytime they want to. And especially when they break up with you, oh my god, you're dead. Your whole existence is now gone, because whatever little bit confidence you have or self-esteem you basically had is gone. That person took it away. Awesome. You get it? Stop being the Uber girl. Work on those emotions. Work on that mental health. Don't fall for patterns that are not normal but are normalized by someone else. Good for them. That's the normal for them. That's the norm for them. For you, it should not even be the norm. For you, it should be a different norm. So elevate your energy overall, because once you start normalizing a different kind of pattern for yourself, then you will see things fall in place. Then it will make more sense also. But with the Uber girl energy, you cannot manifest more anyway, because you will be on that level. You feed people on that level at the same time also, you know, especially with somebody who's narcissistic. They would love that you put all that energy in fighting back and debating and then feeling upset about what they did and said to you and stuff, and you won't sleep all night. It satisfies a narcissist. It does. It satisfies a narcissist, honey. It's always going to be satisfying to that person, you know. And the narcissist could also be, by the way, the female version or the male version, whatever it may be, but it feeds them. When you're always trying to find little meanings out of their little actions. They were stalking me, what does that mean? Oh, they saw me on Instagram the other, what does that mean? We have broken up a year ago. Means nothing. Why are you wasting time calling your friend, discussing the same thing for hours and hours? For what? Trying to find meanings, analyzing things, over-analyzing, calculating. For what? Wasting so many, oh my god, you're gonna be wasting years like that and still not move forward, still stuck analyzing this. Healing, guidance, and coaches in their life. And I would wish that everybody, every single one of us, I would wish that they start understanding the importance of this, because y'all need healing, coaching, guidance done from a real person that knows this stuff. Because your friends don't, which is exactly why whenever you pick up the damn call, you be wasting hours and hours talking about the same thing. You never really move out and away from it. And your friends, by indulging in the same kind of conversation, keep you there. Keep you there. They will always. Feeding off of each other. Even the friends are in the same pattern. Amazing. What a nice dish that we make on New Year's Eve. After the breakup, she will always be the one who keeps looking back, by the way. Let me check back. Making fake profiles, always keep you checking back, you know, even after years, probably, she'll be checking, what's going on with him? I wonder, who is he with? Oh, he's with no one. Okay, that satisfies my soul. Oh, now he's with someone. Now I'm heartbroken, even though it was years ago. But now I feel the pain. Awesome. Now I can't sleep for at least 2 weeks. Oh, shit. How do you think that any man who will even enter after this, how do you think you'll be treated? On a similar level, in a similar fashion. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Which is exactly why you will see that once ladies have had experiences with like these beat out, dusty men, let's say, it's a cycle. The next one is almost the same, maybe with one level of improvement. Then the next one is almost the same, maybe with another layer of improvement, but nothing has really changed. Until and unless you really start digging deep, start working on yourself, and then you're like, oh wow, now you're on a whole different level. Now what you're attracting is just so different. It's like a new norm. You know, and to get into that new norm, the work has to be done on you, inside of you. And yes, listening to content and videos like this does help with that process. It does help you to, like, you know, self-analyze and understand, okay, wait a minute, I need to pause. Sleep on these things. The more you meditate on these things, the more you do, you will realize, oh my god, the patterns that I've been following have been really not designed for me. Let me try something different. Maybe this is better, and maybe that's better. Let's do that. Because you don't want to be treated like that, do you? The worst thing a girl can do, especially as an Uber girl, be treated like crap, and then of course keep indulging in that because she doesn't know any better, right? The energy level is just right there, so she attracts the same thing keeps happening and stuff. So what happens is your coming generation will be fed with same kind, it's in your DNA now, right? It's normal for you, it's in your DNA structure now. So even your daughters, they're going to be born, your granddaughters even, they'll have the same structure they will follow, just like you, because grandmommy was an Uber girl. So grandchild will be another Uber girl too. Until and unless somebody breaks this cycle, whether it's you or your daughter or your granddaughter, somebody has to break that curse, elevate themselves, heal their energy, get some guidance, work on themselves, get into themselves, work on their inner self. Then the patterns will break. Oh, new DNA structure information will be fed into their body. Amazing. That's amazing. It will happen. If you do, good for you, because you're going to be doing not just a good thing for yourself, but also for your coming future generations, feeding them with great information and teaching them the right things. It's an amazing gift to have in life when you have a grandmother who is very wise, teaches you the right thing, especially the female, like the girly stuff. How satisfying is that whenever we have like this one aunt in our family, the girly women, like, tells you the right thing, very wise woman. Yeah, and she's not the Uber woman, the complete opposite. Doesn't that feel amazing? Even if you have a mother like that, it's like you are in her presence and everything is just calm and super relaxed, and life feels this amazing luxurious in her presence, honestly. Just the freshly baked cookies and the satisfaction about the talks and the conversation, they are on a different level, you know. And then you have the Uber girl aunt and maybe the Uber girl mother also, and maybe the Uber girl grandmother sometimes. Oh my god, that just brings out the stress in you, not the peace in you. And we shall pray that all of us, develop that within ourselves, and hope that we have it around us also. But if we don't, then we better work on ourselves, because one day we'll be aunts and we'll be grandmothers, and we have to pass on the right information, honey, and it should be in our DNA, and it should be a part of us, and we have to make it happen. On that note, today's class I shall end. If you even watch this later, I shall come here in a few days time anyway, and so I'll do another one next time. I have to think what I want to talk about next, but I think it will be a bit more about relationships next time, and a bit more detailed about that. Today was a bit general about Uber Girl and stuff, so you guys understand what it's all about and how to be expected to be treated if you have that Uber Girl energy. But next time we'll get into relationships. I'll see you next week. Bye guys. Okay, how do I end this? Okay. Are you sure you want to end? Yes.